Do you like toys? Big Bad Toy Store has toys. If you click the link in the description below and give them money, you too can have toys. Now watch my video. Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the SH Figuarts Frieza 2.0. So yes, here we have one of the latest Dragon Ball Z SH Figuarts releases, Frieza 2.0 as it's been called, or the Resurrection version of Frieza. Basically, it's the second Frieza that they've made. It's very similar to the original, the accessories are a little bit different, and there are some minor improvements here and there. And the original Frieza is kinda expensive right now, so if you don't have that one, this is certainly worth picking up, as Frieza is like one of the most important Dragon Ball villains, if not the most important one. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Frieza. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. As you might expect, Frieza is 1/12 scale and therefore shorter than an American 6-inch scale figure is anyway, plus he's Frieza, which makes him even shorter. He's about half the size of a 6-inch figure, and not actually that much bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. And here he is next to a standard SH Figuarts figure, which is God Goku, because he was on hand. And he comes up to about Goku's chest, so that seems appropriately short. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Frieza. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. As you can see, Frieza is mostly white, and he has a bluish-gray kind of shading around a lot of his joints and muscles and stuff. It might be a bit excessive, but it doesn't actually bother me personally that much. It's just something I've heard a lot of people complain about. And then, of course, he has all of his purple patches, which are nice and shiny, and those are located on his shoulders, chest, forearms, and shins. And other than that, he's just got pretty standard muscle sculpting and stuff like that. He looks pretty good. I have no real complaints other than shading thing, and like I said, that's not even that big of a complaint for me personally. Head sculpt-wise, Frieza's head is white, like the rest of his body. He's got his big purple dome bit at the top, his ear holes, and he's got red eyes with the little tear lines and some painted lips. And he has 3 different heads for expressions. He's got his smiling head, his angry head, and his screaming head. And they are all executed pretty nicely. I have no real complaints about any of those. They all look very Frieza-like. Articulation-wise, Frieza has pretty standard SH Figuarts articulation. Ball pegs in the head and neck, so you get full range of motion there. Shoulders move around in the socket, up and down, forward and back. Bicep cut. Double joint elbows. Wrist, hinge, and rotation. He has ball pegs in the chest and in the waist, so you get full range of motion in that area. Hips drop down, move forward and back, in and out, rotate around on the joint. Double jointed knees. Hinge and pivoting in the ankles. And you get a ball joint in the tail that moves all around. So you should be able to get him into all of your favorite Frieza poses. Accessories-wise, Frieza comes with quite a bit of stuff. He has 8 hands. He has 2 fist hands. 2 open palm blasting hands, 2 relaxed hands, and then he has 1 straight finger pointing finger and 1 slightly curved finger pointing finger, so you can use those for either the death beam or the death ball, whichever one you prefer, I suppose. And he has his set of crossed arms, which every good villain needs a set of crossed arms. Those plug in at the bicep. He has 2 sets of feet. He has his normal standing up flat feet, and then he has his grabbing feet for whenever he needs to grab stuff with his feet. And then lastly, for the body parts, he has 2 tails. He has his normal tail, which is shorter and just sort of posed in a little wiggly kind of line. And then he has his longer tail with the loop on the end for choking people, and it is also detachable at a point, so you can make it look like his tail has been cut off. And then Frieza comes with a couple of effect parts. He has his halo, which only plugs into the smiling head. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but that is the case. And then he has his death ball, which plugs into a little stand that goes around his wrist. And his death beam, which attaches to the Tamashii stand. And lastly, he has said Tamashii stand, which is your standard 3-jointed claw arm stand. And it's nice to actually get a figure that comes with one of those every once in a while. Packaging-wise, Frieza comes in the current standard for the Figuarts packaging, SH Figuarts Frieza, pictures of Frieza over there on the side, Funimation, Dragon Ball, Toei Animation, Tamashii Nations, Bandai logos, all those kinds of things. And then on the back you get some poses, some stuff in Japanese that I can't read, and some more stuff in Japanese that I can't read that I assume tells you that if you try to eat this figure, you will die. As always, these are good for in or out of package display. And that about wraps it up for Frieza. So until next time, goodbye!